So what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Shop Talk Tuesday. Check this out. Like, just to let y'all know, I live in North Texas by the Red River, and we don't get 9, 10 plus inches of snow like ever. We haven't had this much snow in probably 12, 13 years, and this is pretty weird. We're gonna have about 4 days below zero, and it's gonna be insane. And it has just been snowing this entire time. I shoveled all of this, and it's no longer shoveled. I shoveled all that patio. It's no longer shoveled. It is absolutely crazy out here. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into the shop and do a little bit of Shop Talk Tuesday action. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk with you all about a few things, and we're gonna go from there. So we'll go ahead, we'll jump in here and have a chat. The crazy thing about how cold it is in there right now is the snow that's on the floor here, all of that. I checked it in there about 3.5 hours ago whenever I turned on the heater in there. So it has not got warm enough in there to turn that snow into water. It's still that cold on the floor. So it's gonna be pretty interesting. I'm gonna grab one of the other heaters, put it out here, see what's up. But we'll go ahead and jump in there, do the Shop Talk Tuesday. Okay, so now that we are out in the shop where it's technically warm, maybe it's not that warm. It's warmer than it is outside. We're like, at this point right now, like -13 out there, where on the inside, we're about 5 degrees, which is, you know, a lot warmer than -13, but it's still really cold. I'm wearing my snowboarding jacket, snowboarding pants. I've got thermals on underneath this and everything, and my feet are still freezing. I think I've got popsicles down there. So with this particular video, originally whenever I thought about doing the Shop Talk Tuesday, with this one, I was going to do the heat treat process for the giveaway knife. Now, I'm still going to be doing that this week, so we'll probably release the heat treat process on maybe Thursday. So we'll have the Thursday video with that, breaking down the heat treat process, just like we've broken down everything else on the giveaway knife. Then we'll also do the Friday video, which is, you know, working with the canister build that we are working on. So you'll still have those videos. It's just on this video, I really wanted to talk about something. It is going to have certain parts about it that are more personal, you know, about me and things like that. But I've had a few people comment on a few videos and send me emails and talk on the Facebook page about a few different things, and I really felt like addressing that in this video, and hopefully the people that have made those comments are watching this video, and this helps them out and may help out a few other people that are out there as well. So the subject for today's video is being able to push yourself past what you think are your own boundaries. So when it boils down to it, I'll have people that comment here and there that say, man, I've tried this over and over and over again, and I just can't get it down. I think I'm going to just have to stop making knives, or I'm going to have to stop doing this or stop doing that. And they're making themselves get out of this hobby, and it's all because of, you know, having those times where you fail 20 times on one step of it, and you're just like, you know what, I can't do this. I want to do something else. I'm done with this. I want to address that a little bit. So whenever people say that you can be your own worst enemy, they're not wrong. You really can be your own worst enemy. And my goal for this video is to help people push past that, because we have enough outside influence on us that are telling us maybe what we can and can't do, and they try and control that particular portion of our lives. But when it boils down to it, it's not so much to focus on that you can be your own worst enemy, but you can also be your own best champion. You can be your own voice of, you know what, screw all of that, I'm going to get past this. And one of the things that you need to focus on whenever you hit that barrier, hit that wall, is stop and focus on being able to do that one thing. So let's say you're having an issue with doing crisp lines with grinding, but you still want to do 10 knives. Stop for a second and just focus on grinding bevels. If that's your issue, I can't get crisp bevels. Well, even if you have 10 knives lined up, stop. Just spend the time and practice on mild steel or whatever you got to do, and just focus on grinding bevels over and over and over again until you get that down, and then move forward. So my point behind that is you could have 20 failures and then hit that 21st one and it's a success, and you could really learn more from the 20 failures than some people who get to that success by their third try. So whenever I was practicing all of the go mines and sand mines and the forge welding and all of those processes, one of the things that I learned by default in those processes was being more comfortable with my hammer and controlling the material that I'm moving. So by default, by practicing all of that forge welding and having all of those failures on those knives, I was able to learn how to control my hammer and how to move material, how to keep things centered, how to do so much stuff, which made it to where whenever I started practicing on forging profiles and all that stuff, I had a better understanding of what my hammer was able to do and what I was able to control in that process. So I had all those failures, and I wasn't even practicing, well, I wasn't in my head practicing hammer control. But by default, I learned hammer control off of those failures. So whenever I say that sometimes you got to mess up 20 times to have that one success, the amount of stuff that you, without thinking about it, learned in the 20 times, that knowledge is invaluable. I mean, that is like absolutely amazing stuff. So whenever, let's say you're having an issue with, like I said, grinding your bevels, in that process of you just practicing bevels, you're also practicing plunge lines. You're also practicing maybe edge geometry. You're also practicing your technique of going back and forth. You're also figuring out what the most comfortable way to hold your arms are. You're also figuring out what articulation you have to learn in that process. So you're learning so many other things, but some people get in their head and tell themselves, man, I'm just going to give up on this. I'm not learning anything. I'm not getting any better at any part of this, because they're so wrapped up in thinking about the one thing that they're not doing right, not even realizing that they're learning a bunch of other techniques in that process. So let's say you're grinding bevels. You might not be the best at grinding bevels by the end, but you're okay at it, and you're okay at plunge lines, and you're okay at figuring out edge geometry, and you're okay at, you know, learning different techniques with it. Well, then you're okay at 5 things when you think you're horrible at one, and you're also horrible at the other ones without even realizing that you built up your technique on all of those different things just in that process. So there's a lot of things that go into this that you might not be seeing as successful because you're so focused on the one thing that you're not getting down. Again, just practice that one thing and then move on to the next thing after you've done that. You know, focus on your opportunity, focus on the thing that you need to learn, and then push past it and go to the next thing and get that down. Go to the next thing and get that down. And focus on those small wins in the process, because a lot of people can get wrapped up in their head and tell themselves, "Man, I can't do this," when really they're probably actually doing pretty good. You know, it's all about just repetition, getting in there, doing it, and pushing yourself past your own barriers and your own mental blocks and all that stuff. It's what I do. You know, I've got family members that are my motivation to do so many things that I don't even think that I could do whenever I start trying them out. But I know that I'm going to try it anyways because they have to overcome so many obstacles just by default that I don't have to overcome. You know, I've got a little brother that has muscular dystrophy and multiple sclerosis. You know, he can't barely bend his arms or legs, and his muscles deteriorate as he gets older. But he still kayaks, goes out and fishes, does all kinds of different things, and he's absolutely awesome. I've got another younger brother that when he was 18 got into a car wreck and had brain damage, and he's having to relearn how to use his body, and he's like 6'7", big dude that is having to relearn how to walk, talk, do all of these different things, and it's, you know, it's a struggle, but he's still pushing himself past, you know, those barriers and doing those things. You got my 10-year-old Xander. He's autistic, and you know, his brain works way different than your average person. He thinks through and problem solves way different than most people, and it's just wonderful to watch him do what he does. Even myself, I'm also on the autism spectrum, and I think through things a lot differently than some people, and I appreciate the way people think because I think differently, but you know, you just push yourself past what those barriers could be, and eventually you're going to be successful in something, or you're going to learn a lot of small things on the journey to getting that success. And I never want people to say, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do this, I can't do that, unless the thing's illegal. If it's illegal and you're saying you can't do it, you probably shouldn't do it. But all jokes aside, for real, if you put your mind to something, there's a good chance that you're going to be successful at it. There are people that were told they would never be able to walk, yet they walk. You got people that are told that, you know, that they can't do all these different things, and then they end up doing them, and people are like, what the hell? It's just all about how much you want to push past, you know, mental blocks and barriers and things like that. And you want to be your own champion. You want to be the person that says, you know what, screw all of that, I can do this. No matter if people tell me I can or can't. This is me. I'm going to do what I do. And just practice. I know that this was a kind of a random video, but you know, sometimes it's good to hear somebody tell you that you need to go past what you're doing right now and just aim for a successful something and get that down and do that, you know. So hope this video helps some people. I know it's not a heat treating video, but we will have that. That'll be coming out. It should be on Thursday. But I do want to hit on the giveaway knife again just a little bit. Like I said in the last video, 20,000 subscribers is what we're going to be going for that giveaway. I am going to do a video dedicated to how to win, you know, all of that stuff, like a little more in-depth things about the giveaway knife and all that whenever we actually hit that point. So there will be a video dedicated to that. Technically it'll be two videos. It'll be a video dedicated to how to win, and then the actual video that you'll go about doing the things that will get you entered in to win. So there is no, you have to buy X amount of things to be able to get entered in. It's a completely free thing. All you'll do is a couple of simple things, and boom, you're entered in for a chance to win this knife. So nice and simple, nice and easy. And like I said in the previous video, I'm shipping it to wherever. It is open to worldwide, so hopefully you don't live in a place that's not allowed to, you know, it's where you're not allowed to carry knives. I know that there's some countries that are weird about that stuff. Hopefully that's not a thing. So yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we hit that. But guys, again, Just make sure that you're not the one that talks yourself how to do or talks yourself out of doing something. You should always be telling yourself, hey, I got this, I can do this, we got this. And if you need extra bits of encouragement, go over to the Facebook page. It's TRE Workshop. Go on there, post what you're doing, and if you have a question about something, there are a ton of other fellow knife makers on that page that will help give you ideas on maybe ways to think through things differently. Everybody's nice on that page. We got no jerks. We got no people trolling people. It's all nice. It's all friendly. And we're all there to help each other out. So if you need a little boost in confidence or you need somebody to help you think through different ways to do things, go over to that page. Check it out. You know, don't be afraid to post what you're working on. Even if you don't think it's a very cool looking thing, still post it and say, hey, this is what I'm working on. I'm trying to get past this one step. Has anybody got any advice? We'll be on there and we'll be able to talk about it. So make sure you go check that out. The link for that is in the description below. If you want to just email me directly, if you don't have Facebook, feel free to message me on Instagram. I've got that down in the description below. If you want to email me, I got my email down in the description below. If you want to write me a letter, I've got my P.O. box down in the description below. However you need to get in contact with me to where I may be able to help you work through your process, message me. I'm there. So guys, that's the end of this one. If y'all would, give this video a thumbs up, share this video, one of my other videos, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel so that we can hit that 20,000 subscriber mark. It's a pretty cool thing. I never thought that I would be hitting that point, you know, but we are. Thank y'all for coming along, and thank y'all for being a part of this, guys. Y'all have an amazing day. Y'all stay safe out there. I'll catch y'all next time.